So welcome to my YouTube channel, welcome to Nat Fashion Hub, the best fashion channel in the world. Alright, so today quickly let us learn how to cut a trouser with a waist size of 43. Alright, I'm cutting this very trouser so as to show us how to cut a trouser for an average size person, someone that is fat. Okay, so a waist of 43, we're using a tie, that is a lap of 30, the trouser length of 37. Alright, the knee measurement of 19, and the ankle is 15. So without wasting time, let's quickly cut this trouser so that you will see how to cut a trouser for a fat person. Okay, so I'm going to make use of my ruler, my French curve, my tape, and if possible this long rope. All right, so let us start. So first of all, I'm going to identify our horizontal lines. Okay, and the first is the waistline. Okay, this fabric is not straight, so let me just make it straight. Okay, so I'm going to identify the waistline. So this will be our waistline. Okay, after identifying the waistline, the next thing we are going to identify is the vertical line. Well, we're going to start taking our measurement from this side. Okay, so this margin will mark where we'll start taking our measurement, but let me just let's get a line so that we'll be sure that this is where our measurements are starting. Okay, so let's be sure of where our measurements are starting. So our measurements are starting from this line here. All right, so first we are going to minus ½ inch from here so as to take our waist measurement. All right, and we see the waist is what, 43. If you divide 43 by 4, you should be having 11. You should be having 11 point. This is by 2. All right, by 4 we're having, okay, having 12, 10 3/4. All right, this will be 10 3/4. 43 by 4 is 10 3/4. Sorry, so 10 3/4. So this is our 10 3/4 right here, plus ½ inch allowance. That makes 11 1/4. So this is it, 11 1/4. All right, so the next thing we'll do is that we'll come down here by what, ½ inch. Okay, ½ inch. Then we'll join this point to this point here. So we have gotten our waist line. Now the next thing we are going to do is, let's locate the pocket. The pocket is located 7 inches from the waist, so 7 inches from the waist, this is where the pocket will be. All right, pocket will be here. All right, so let's join this point to this point here. I'm going to teach you this in a very, very easy and simple way. Okay, we have started already. Okay, so please, if you are here to subscribe to my channel, hit the subscribe button, subscribe, share the video, drop a comment, like the video so that it can go viral. Thank you so much, guys. So the next thing for us to do is to get our crotch line, which is one of the important things to get, and which is one of the reasons why we're doing this video. So the crotch line, how do you get it? Get it by dividing your waist by 4. If you divide this waist by 4, we have 10 3/4. All right, now I gave us a formula in one of my videos that crotch is equal to what, waist divided by 4 plus 1 or 2 inches or 1½ inches. All right, that formula is good, it's correct, it works very well. Nevertheless, when you are cutting trousers that the waist is a bit big, such trousers has waist of 40 something, 43, 44, when you divide it and you get, for example, this waist now is 10 3/4. Let me show us what I'm trying to say. This is 10 3/4, right? Let's mark this point here. This is 10 3/4. And remember that wherever your crotch stops, right, that is where you take your thigh measurement. All right, that's where you take your thigh measurement. So our crotch length stops here, so this becomes our thigh line. And our thigh, remember we said our thigh is 30. 30 divided by 2, that will be 15. I want to show you something. Look at 15 here. All right, now this is thigh. All right, This is our thigh. Now, by the time we curve this crotch, let me show us. This crotch is coming up to 12 and a half. Guys, a crotch of 12 and a half is a bit too long. So the crotch is a bit too long. So when you are dealing with measurements that the waist is more than 40, by the time you divide by 4, it is very good that you minus, even if it's half inch or 1 inch from the measurement. All right, so that your crotch will not become too long. Remember, when your crotch is too long, it makes your trouser to bog down. All right, to bog down, or you even find it difficult to walk. All right, you can't climb when you want to climb a bike. All right, when you want to climb a bike or cross a gutter or stretch your leg, it might tear. All right, that's why some persons keep complaining about that. So when a waist is more than 40, it's advisable that you do what? When you divide it by 4, you remove like half inch from it or 1 inch. But for waists that are, let's say 36, when you divide 36 by 4, you will be having 9. All right, 9 is very okay. If you want, you can just add half inch. Okay, that will be 9 and a half. Or you use a 9, you can see it's still perfect. All right, even if it's a waist of 38, if you divide 38 by 4, all right, you are having about 9 and a half, if I'm right. 9 and a half, you see, it's still okay. So you don't have to add or minus it. All right, but when the waist is more than 40, so for instance, our waist now is 10 3/4. All right, for us to get something much more fitted, we'll remove 1 inch from it. Okay, and that becomes what? 9 3/4. So I'm saying for waists that are more than 40, you might consider removing what? Half inch from it or 1 inch from it. That is very important. All right, so here we have 10 3/4, and I say we remove 1 inch and have what? 9 3/4. Look at it, 9 3/4. All right, so this will now become what? This will become our what? Our thigh or lap, however I want to call it, thigh or what? Or lap. I believe you guys understand very well. The next thing for us to do is to measure our 15. Okay, this is 15. Measure our 15 here. All right, then we'll come up 2 inches from this thigh line. Come up by 2 inches from this thigh line. Come up by 2 inches to identify the what? The hip measurement. All right, to identify the hip measurement. To identify the hip measurement. So how do we identify the hip? Our measurement, mind you, we're starting our measurement from this line here. Okay, this line here. So I'm going to measure from here to here. What are we having? We're having 10 and a quarter, 3/4 here. We'll bring that 10 3/4 down here. All right. Sorry, 11 3/4. Here to here we're having 11 3/4, right? If measure from this line here, 11 3/4. So let's bring the 11 3/4 down here. 11 3/4. Okay. So we will now add half inch to that 11 3/4. This is half inch. All right. So this line will now join this half inch here. We only, for example, we extended this line down. All right. This waistline here, this weight point here, we extended it down. We now added half inch so as to get our hip measurement. If you don't want to use this formula, you can actually measure that person, and whatever you got as your hip, when you get here, you divide it by 4 and then you mark it. It's as simple as that. So we now curve this to this point here. All right. We can actually do freehand curving, or we use a French curve, but I mean freehand can do as well. All right. So you can see, and do freehand or use a French curve. So now let's measure this crotch and see what we have there. Now we are having 11 and a half. You can see, guys, 11 and a half is okay. All right, as against 12 and a half. All right, so 11 and a half is, this crotch is okay for a waist of 40, 43, 42. All right, it's okay. Mind you, if you give this kind of crotch for a waist of 36, it will be too long. Or a waist of 32 and not giving a crotch of 11 and a half is too long. So the next thing we're going to do, let's move. The next thing we're going to do is to locate our what? Is to locate the the length of the trouser, we said is 37, right? Here, plus 1.5 or 2 inches seam allowance. Let's just use 2 inches, alright? 2 inches seam allowance, okay, that becomes 39. So we'll come here and still get our 39, alright? 39 here. This is 39, and the trouser length is 37. This is 37 here. So this is nothing but our seam hemming allowance, rather. So the next thing for us to do is to get the center, the knee point of this trouser. Our knee is simply the length divided by 2. 37 divided by 2, alright? That will give us here, alright? But from experience, I mostly like coming up at least 1 inch or by 2 inches. So let's just come up by 1 inch. That gives me a better fitting, alright? I'll just come up by 1 inch, okay? So this will be 17.5, alright? Let me say extend my 17.5 here, alright? I'll still join these 2 points together, alright? Now, lastly, alright, when I'm cutting my trousers, I normally, at least from here, from the knee point 6 inches below and 6 inches below, I mark this point. Why do I mark this point? I mark this point because I usually want my trousers from here to the end to carry the same size, so it will be very fitted. That's why I normally use this line. It's not compulsory, it's not necessary, alright? So the next thing for us to do is what? Take our knee measurement to get the center line, so that we can get the fitting for this trouser. And how can I get the center line? We divide the thigh measurement by 2. Divide it by 2 is the center line, okay? But from experience, I don't like using this center line. I like shifting out this way by 1 inch. So it means I'll shift this way by 1 inch. So this is my 1 inch. So this becomes my what? My midpoint. So from here to here is 6. I'll extend the 6. Extend the 6. Alright? And I'll use my straight rule to join these points together. Alright? Hope this is simple and straightforward. So on this is the line that will now guide me on how to shape my trouser. Okay, so we said the ankle was what? Is 15, right? That is what? 7.5. So 7.5, it simply means if you use 3 3/4, that will give you 7.5, right? Because 3.5 plus 3.5 is 7. So 3 3/4 this side, 3 3/4 this side, that becomes 7.5, right? So this is 7.5, 7.5. So here the same thing. 7.5, 7.5. Alright. So we join this point to this point here. I'll join this point to this point here. Alright. The next thing for us to do is to get what? The knee measurement. So the knee measurement is what? Is 19. So half of 19 is 9.5. Alright. So 9.5 simply means we use 4 3/4 this side, 4 3/4 this side. That gives us 9.5. Right. So this is 4 3/4 this side, 4 3/4 this side. That gives us what? 9.5. The next thing for us to do is to go ahead and join these points together. So we join this point to this point. This point to this point, and we join this point to this point here. Okay, sorry. Point here. The next thing we join this point to this point here, to the hip line here, right? Alright. And then we join this point to this point here. Let's do it like this. Alright. This point to this point here. Hope I'm not blocking the camera. So guys, if you're enjoying this video, please hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, share the video. I really appreciate it. But you can see these edges are very sharp, okay? So I would blend it, okay? I don't want it to go, so I keep my French rule like this and blend it so that it won't be too sharp, alright? So I just blend it. Just blend it. Alright? Because it's not supposed to be very sharp. It's not supposed to be very sharp. Remember I said this is a fat person. Cutting trousers for fat people, it's not It's actually not that easy. That's why I'm doing this video, so that you guys will learn. All right, so you blend these places, you blend it so that the edges should not be sharp, you blend it. All right, so I think we are done with this trouser. Let's go ahead and cut it so that we can move to the back piece. If you have a question, please drop the question in the comment section below, and I'll do well to answer all your questions. All right, so let's go, let's cut it out. So if you check in the description below, there's a link to my WhatsApp group. Click the link and join my WhatsApp group so that whenever I drop my videos, you will be the first to be notified. Thank you. Alright guys, so for us to cut our back piece, you can see the way I place my back piece, okay? I left an allowance of about 3 inches here, about 3.5 inches here. This is what I will do next. Just 2 things or 3 things to note for the back piece. I'm going to come behind here and take this up, add it up here by what? By 2 inches. And sideways also by what? By 2 inches. So this is up, I'm adding by 2 inches, sideways by 2 inches. So I join this point to this point here. Just watch. I'll see that. So once I'm done with that, the next thing I'll do is to push one of the front pieces, shift it out a little. Now watch this. The very simple formula. Shift out a little, leaving an allowance of about 2.5 inches down here, and then 3 inches up here. All right, difference of half inch. Difference of half an inch. And then when I'm cutting, take note of this place. I won't come in as deep for the back piece. I won't come in as deep as the front piece is here. I'll come out by about half an inch. So this is how I'll come out. Okay. Then this point here, I'll join it to this point here. So this is it. Something like this. Can you see this? This is how the back piece is going to be. Not as deep as the front piece. The curve is not as deep as the front piece. Alright? So just watch how I'm going to cut it. So check in the description below. There's a link to my WhatsApp group. Click it and join so that when I drop my videos, you'll be the first to be notified. Thank you. Alright guys, so we are done cutting this trouser. Alright. So this is the front piece. Alright. The front piece, and these are the back pieces. Alright. So guys, if you enjoy watching this video, hit the subscribe button, hit the share button, like the video, and help the video to go viral. Okay, thank you so much. Welcome to Now Fashion Hub, the best fashion channel in the world. Thanks for watching. Thank you.